Hey guys, this time, hey, we're hanging out in Iceland, and I'm really sorry because I didn't really think ahead, and I did set up a camping spot on the Vatnajökull National Park, and it is
Wow, I'm shocked you said that. Yeah, I saw the name on the sign over there, and I didn't want to try.
Yeah,
we're here now. That's all I'm calling this place. We're here.
That's all that matters, and we brought along Matt Lake again.
All right.
Prestige author Matt Lake.
I'm currently standing on two tectonic plates.
Mm.
I'm bestride two tectonic plates because that's what Iceland's all about.
That's cool. Wait, have I been to Iceland? Have I been to Iceland? Yes, I have been to Iceland. I was in Iceland.
Oh,
sorry. You just heard my brain work in real time through my memories. Iceland's dope.
I heard your brain working real slow.
Yeah, that's not how it goes. Yeah, that's about right. Iceland's awesome.
Yeah. It's a land of contrast. It's a land of fire and ice. Like this is a season of lightness and dark and warmth and cold.
And it's a land that is jam-packed with like amazing witch stories. That was my favorite part. I remember going in Reykjavik to the Icelandic Heritage Museum, and fully 40% of that museum was stories about witches. And it was awesome. It was so badass. I loved it. And also the Penis Museum. I went to the Penis Museum too.
Because of course, yeah.
Yeah, I had to.
When in Iceland, you might as well.
Anyway, why are we here, Greg? Why'd you drag us all the way out here?
Well, Iceland is rich in Christmas creatures. And Matt wrote a book. And it's now, would you consider it a children's book?
Yes, I would. I would. Which is considering Iceland's long and storied tradition of really horrific creature stories. It's remarkable that there were 13 characters that were all benign, if a little mischievous.
And so Matt wrote. It's a poem, and it's all about the Yule Lads. So I thought maybe we'd come to Iceland and have Matt tell us all about the Yule Lads and kind of get us up to speed for, these creatures we might need to be on the lookout for.
Yes, I want a new holiday tradition. Please give me a guy to dress up as. My goal today is to figure out which Yule Lad I identify.
Oh yeah,
I'm just telling you right up front.
Oh wow! Well, there's 13 to choose from, and the built-in tradition idea here is that there's 13 of them, and they start arriving on the 12th of December, and they keep going until Christmas Eve, and then all 13 of them just hang around town, and then they go one by one back up to the mountains where they came from. So, yeah, it's all about milking the season for as long as you possibly can, because it's cold and wretched and dark and miserable and rotten, and there's no shape to the day because the sun comes up, and if it's raining or cloudy or something, you won't see it. And then 20 minutes later, it goes down again. So we are on the very edge of the Arctic Circle here. I don't know whether you can feel that in your bones, but we are.
Awesome. Then I'm on board. I want to know about these jolly Yule Lads that were able to bring so much warmth and happiness to Iceland in its darkest times. I'm so excited.
Yeah, Dan, and if we find a Yule Lad that we kind of relate to every year, that's our thing.
Yep, I'm changing my name
here on out.
Legally.
Yeah, yeah, to whatever these pronunciations are.
Yep,
yeah.
I'm Borkel Slurp now. I don't know what these guys' names are, but I'm pumped. All right, should we get into it?
Yeah, let's jump into it.
Let's make the magic happen.
Live your scripted corner and just don't spin off. It's called Campfire Tales. You're different, but it's the same. Don't freak out.
All right, so literally, as the author of the Yule Lads, Matt, you have to know everything about them because you are our expert. So, why don't you kind of fill us in on the Yule Lads, what they do, who they are? I want their names pronounced perfectly.
I'll try.
And kind of like where they came from. What was the point of these guys? So, fire at us. Let us. Asking them.
I'm from Northern Europe, and if there's two things we know about in Northern Europe, it's folklore and colonization, and Iceland had this thing where it's dark there and it's cold in the winter, and you have to get through it somehow. It's quite low in general resources as well, so winter's tough, and so to keep people occupied, they have a lot of fear-based folklore. They had this ogre called Grilla, who, unlike a lot of the Yuletide legends, Grila's not going to come after you for being naughty. She's not going to come after you for keeping a dirty house. She's not going to. She'll come after you because you're delicious. And Grilla the ogre was considered so demoralizing to the king of Denmark, who happened to have be in charge of Iceland at the time, that in the 1700s he banned Grilla stories outright, which is
that's punk. That's so punk. That's awesome. Yeah.
Well,
this is like early Icelandic cancellation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
all right.
so that left the Icelandic people with a 2 hours of sun during the winter months that went on for 5 months. So they were bored out of their minds, and they said, "Well, I can say, Grilla and Lepaludi, the troll, had these kids." So there's 13 of them. So here's what happens. And so they came up with a bunch of Grilla's offspring. And because the King of Denmark was all for cancelling the horror stories, they did mischief. They weren't actually doing anything too scary. Well, some of them were a bit creepy. So what happens is, imagine, if you will, it's the 12th of December, and you've got 3 more months of winter probably, and you need some sort of entertainment. Okay, so at this point, instead of Grilla coming down and eating you because you're delicious, one of her kids comes into town. And this kid, the first Yule lad, is called Stekkjastur.
Stekkjastur.
And do take a note. There will be a test later.
I'm writing this down.
I have the book in front of me, so it's okay.
He has very stiff legs, and so he walks. In some representations, he's got peg legs. His legs are literally made of wood. But
Stekkjastur's a pirate. He's a little pirate lad.
He's a pirate lad that wears a bowl on his head, and lurks around your sheep coat. So he's just looking for sheep. Stekkjastur. I'm just gonna launch straight into a bit of the poem on Stekkjastur. Okay.
Oh, please.
Stekkjastur has stiff old legs. He cannot run so fast. He clod hops through the fields until he finds the sheep at last. Then Stekkjastur will stalk those sheep. He's quiet, they cannot hear a beat. So fast they don't have time to bleat. He milks them, fills his bowl so deep, and then he sneaks away.
He's a milk thief. He's a milk thief.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he'll put hands without consent upon your sheep. It's a bad thing,
man.
But
dastardly dairy dasher,
yeah,
Mr. Stekkjastur.
I wonder if it's less about the milk and more about just the milking,
just the thrill of it,
the deets. Yeah, he's just diving in.
It's cold up there, There's some. Well, actually, that's just December the 12th. His brother Giljager comes the next night. He hangs around in culverts and like shallow valleys where it's really, really cold, and he shivers all the time. Giljager's his name. And I'm telling you right now, when he needs to warm right up, Giljager knows how. He sneaks into a stable. He snuggles with a cow and steals her hot, fresh, foaming milk and strokes her furry brow.
Milk boys.
There's a theme going on. These are the children of like a witch and a troll, right?
It's ogre and a troll.
An ogre and a troll. Okay, yeah. I'm just saying that there's, in movies, whenever the villain drinks milk, it usually means like it symbolizes something about like a bad relationship with the mother, or like frozen development. What's that called?
Arrested Development.
Arrested Development. Yeah. So all these lads are like desperate for maternal touch, and they're just walking up to animal nipples.
either that, or they're just up for a bit of ultra violence. I don't know. It's one of the it's like, get some milk theme going here.
Frothing milk.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, that's them. Well, not all of them. Well, actually, there is another one. He comes along later in the month who's into all sorts of dairy. And his name is Skiergama, which means skier eater.
It's like their yogurt, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, he'll go for any dairy product. Skier mostly, but he's what I would describe as a greedy curd slurper.
Oh man, that was my nickname in high school.
Constantly sipping, he'll finish your cream with no need for whipping. From his beard, the yogurt is constantly dripping, along with some globs of creamed rice. So hide all your milky treats, curds and custard. If you don't, he'll steal them and leave you all flustered, with nothing for dinner but dried bread and mustard that have already been nibbled by mice.
Oh.
So okay, the Skiergama, he's the curd slurping lad.
All right. Okay. Well, actually, I'm getting a theme here. If you don't mind my interruption, the first two, I can imagine being a parent and telling my kid, like, go out and milk the cow, and then as like a little gravy, a little incentive, you could be like, maybe the lad was there. You'll have to keep an eye out and let us know if you see any signs. And then the kid's like excited to do their chores because they've got a lad to look out for.
Right.
You know. And then this guy here, it's like, make sure you eat all the food. Otherwise, a little lad's going to come in here and, bogart your curds.
Well, and there's this one idea that I had that maybe Dad got a bit hungry and finished the skier off, and then
that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Oh, there's another midnight snacker as well called Gatafare. Gatafare. And there is this, it's like a pancake kind of a thing, or a tortilla. They make it out of like flour and salt and milk and sugar, and it's. But this is called they call it leaf bread, because once they've made this flat bread, they cut patterns into it like a paper like a doily, it looks like a snowflake or a leaf or something, and that is a type of bread. They call it leaf bread or lace bread. And they eat their lamb with it like a tortilla on Christmas Day. So they make this as a family ritual. But there is this guy Gatafare who will he will catch a whiff of this from miles away. He's got a great big nose, and then he'll just kind of float towards it. This is idea. He might almost
like Looney Tunes style.
He might, exactly. Yeah. He'll just levitate and float towards it, and and then he'll swipe the leaf bread. But once again, it's one of these things where, what is it that ate the leaf bread? So hey, Dad, were you snacking it? No, it was Gatafare. Come on.
Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking is like, so when you think like Halloween. So, like, my brother, for instance, loves Reese's peanut butter cups, and he's going to eat all my niece and nephews' Reese's peanut butter cups when they get them. So that's kind of this. Like, he'll just sneak down in the middle of the night, probably eat all the candy. He's a drunk bud. It's fine. And that's kind of what I'm thinking is happening here.
Yeah, Dad ties one on, wolfs down all the lace bread, and then they're like, "Well, the elf did it." This is also giving me big. Maybe we can save it for the end. I want to get your take on Elf on a Shelf, because this is giving me Elf on a Shelf vibes. Only I like this much better. I've always had a little bit of a beef with Elf on a Shelf. To the end, we'll save it for the end.
That sounds like a plan. So indeed, Gatafare, anytime from December 22nd until 12th night. Then Gatafare could indeed be, sort of an excuse for you to go down and swipe the leaf bread, because it's there. And Gathafare's still in town. They're all in town for 13 days, 13 to 20 days. I mean, it's a long time they're around. So, yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Long enough. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So far dairy, and now we have a little bit of flour. We got a little bit of carbs in our diet. Are we going to balance this out? Is there going to be like a meat gobbler?
Oh, there's
somebody going to butcher our animals?
How remarkable that you should bring that up.
I'm hungry now.
It's almost
Yeah.
Well, there's two carnivores. Yeah, one of them is called Buknakrika. You're really giving my you're really giving my buccal cavity a workout today. Are you familiar with that term?
No, but I love it.
My biology teacher, who was a Welshman, actually, probably operated a Murray Lloyd in his time. He goes, the mouth's just the front bit. The bit with the teeth and the tongue in it is called the buccal cavity. It's the cavity between the cheeks, the top cheek. Top cheeks, guy, keep it clean.
That's good.
So here we go. Buknakrika, he hangs out in the smokehouse. And Buka sausage is what he likes to do. He hangs out in the smokehouse, and then once the Buka sausage is cured, he just grabs strings of sausages and runs away with them. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Wait, I should have asked this earlier because I'm imagining. I want to picture this. How tall are these lads?
They are a variable height.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. I mean, there's one that is quite short, and he's a bit of a sad sack too. They call him Stuva, which means stumpy. And this is probably because his diet is not that great. Stuva, he steals pots and gnaws the food before it rots. Though it's disgusting, he eats lots and chews it without shame. What Stuva eats could make you ill or strike you dead if taste could kill. If he won't eat it, no one will. To him, it's like a game. Stuva the Stumpy, pan in hand, gnaws crusty bits throughout the land. So he'll just,
All right.
Yeah, there you go. He's a little guy. And then there's a tall one, too. There's a great big, long, thin, lanky guy. And Skiergarm, he's the tall one. Yeah. So
He's the one that's running with links of sausages. And
he's the one that's eating the yogurt.
Yeah,
thank
right.
you. Yes,
Yeah.
Skier. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And there's another tall guy as well. He's like stick thin because his diet is whatever he can lick off your wooden spoon.
I love these guys.
That's Greg. We landed on Greg. We found him.
I don't know. There's another one I think I relate to more.
Okay. So far, I think I'm the pot.
Oh, so you're
crumbs guy.
Stuva.
Yeah, I think so far. Well, hold on. So this guy just licks wooden spoons.
Yeah.
Tell me more. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Well, clearly, his mom, being an ogre and his dad being a troll, never taught him that it's rude to lick the serving spoon. So he just licks serving spoons. So he's
kind of cute.
He sneaks into your kitchen, finds utensils, and stealthily picks at any with sauces or gravy that sticks, and eats that food faster than 6 lunatics. Then he drops the clean spoon to the ground.
All right, so next time I come into the kitchen and I find a utensil on the kitchen floor, I know who I'm blaming.
Yeah,
it's not actually my wife. It's one of these little lads.
Now you have an excuse that when your wife's making brownies and you just keep licking the spoon, you're like, whatever his name was,
First Liker.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
First Liker.
It was him. She's like, I saw you do it. You're standing next to me.
Man, I want trading cards of these guys. I would just hand them to
Yeah.
people. You're
right.
this guy.
Yeah. Well, hang on a second. There's 13 of them, so couldn't you technically make playing cards out of them?
Yeah, you could.
All right.
Like 4 different families of them. Hell yeah, dude. Let's make it happen. We should make that happen.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, we could do that. Next
Christmas. Oh, Whamageddon. I'm sorry.
It's too early. Oh, no. This is Christmas Day, actually.
Here's the thing. They're not all about eating, though. There are a couple that are just about, they're things with hinges. And let me explain. There's Herdeskettler, and his idea is his mischief is that he slams doors, and if there's something that the world abhors, it's creatures loudly slamming doors, and that's why Herdeskettler's bad. That's what he does, this loud Yule lad. He will deliberately go and slam the door with a ho, 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 then scurry off in the winter's snow, the wretched little so-and-so.
Dude, the poetry's great. How is this the first time I'm hearing about these little guys? Why isn't this like world famous? This is delightful.
Because
it's like my new favorite Christmas tradition. This is awesome.
I just sit around eating cookies and doing poetry, and then I never read it to anybody. Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, this is awesome.
Yeah. So he's the door slammer, Herder Skettler. Okay, there's another guy that's all about portals to the outside, and he's just freaky. His name is Glukagaya.
Okay,
because of course it's Glukagaya. Oh, and incidentally, if you ever try to write poems about Icelandic creatures' names, metrically they're really weird, but Glukagaya, when I came to write his poem, he's metrically an interesting name, and it's like Glukagaya. It's a hard stress, a beat, and then two hard stresses. So da 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 da. And there are two famous poems with that rhythm, and they are Hiawatha and the Raven.
Huh.
So when I launched into Glukagaya, it was distinctly I remember in the third week of December. Glukagaya watched an ember burning in my fireplace. So Glukagaya slyly peeking at our window while we're speaking. He's outside, but he's still sneaking. I shall not forget his face. Keep this.
Wait,
What?
Is he a stalker?
He just looks in at your window. He's freaky.
All right, I don't like this one. I'll take the ones that milk my cow.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, the great thing about Glukagaya is that if curtains are the great barrier. You close the curtains, he can't see you, and he'll just sneak off. Then
interesting. What a weirdo.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, never mind. I found Greg. Forget the wooden spoon one.
Okay, now let me see how many.
Greg-a-Geyer.
Greg-a-Geyer, that's the one. We've done Herder Skettler. Oh, we haven't done him or him. That's everything. Oh, we're getting close to the end. We are bouncing.
All right.
We're bouncing around a bit. Okay. There's this type of bowl in Iceland that has a lid on it. It's to keep your. It's like a little pot. It's like a little casserole thing, but it's a handheld size, and you put the lid over your food so that it doesn't. So that. Soot from the volcano doesn't fall into it. Or something. This bowl is something that Askaslaker will steal. Now, Askaslaker's he's got this kind of cat action. He'll be hiding underneath your chair, and when you put your bowl down in between sips to change the channel or go to the bathroom or something, he'll just snake his hand out and swipe it like a cat, and then it's gone. So that's Askaslaker.
Okay. That is very cat-like.
Askaslaker, Yule Bowl Liquor is like a cat, but even quicker. So there we go.
All right.
So
we've spoon liquor, a bowl. Like there are like little, like I can see in that that's a lot of kids to have for one thing.
Yeah.
And I can see the kids having a pair off, and they like make little pockets of friends with each other. Yeah. You got the nipple ones.
Yeah.
You got the licking ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
The door slammer and the window peeper, they'd be hanging out.
Yep, they certainly would. And okay. There's another carnivore here that we haven't done yet, and he's Ket Croker, and he hangs out much like Santa. He's gonna skulk around your chimney, but he's going to skulk around your chimney with a great big long stick with a hook on it.
Okay.
Yep. And he waits until the smoke starts to smell of meat, and then he goes, they're cooking, and he'll fish down with his hook stick and fish out whatever meat you've got. So he's got a hook on a stick, and that's Ket Croker, the 12th lad of Yule.
All right. That's
another thief.
Yeah, that's the most mischievous one yet, I think. Stealing a whole roast off of fire is that's pretty heinous. Also, I think he might be my favorite. I love that. Just a little guy with a big long stick.
That's right. Image. Hangs out on your roof. Yeah. It's pretty good. But weirdly enough, we've done all of them, I think, now except for one.
Okay.
And he's the guy that comes around on Christmas Eve, and this was the first one that I wrote up, just because his thing is his little kink is just peculiar.
I'm so ready.
This is probably Dan, I'd say.
Okay, well, I'm gonna treat you to the whole poem here, because it's mostly because if I give the game away, there's no fun, and it kind of sneaks up on you in the poem. So here you go. His name is Care to Sneaker. Care to Sneaker. Care to Sneaker comes today. Don't put out the welcome mat. He'll snatch your candles Christmas Eve wearing an old Santa hat. So hide your candles Christmas Eve. Each taper, dip, flambeau, and torch. Douse any Halloween pumpkin that you may not have cleared off your porch. If it's something you set fire to when you want to bring some light, he'll snatch that flamer clean away and vanish in the night.
So he's a little fire snatcher. He's going to steal all our candles.
Yeah, but don't question his motives for stealing your votives. It's not to light fuses on any explosives or melt holes in containers of deadly corrosives. He has a much weirder trick.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
He'll take your wax candles off into the night, and when he's alone, take a big, chewy bite and gnaw them clear down to the wick.
All right, he's a weirdo. That's me. I think we landed on it. Yeah. Do you remember those wax candies? It was like a wax tube that was filled with juice, and you're supposed to just bite the tip off and drink the juice. I used to chew that Coke wax. Bottles. Yeah. I used to chew that for hours.
Yeah.
They also had like vampire teeth ones too that were wax.
Yeah. That's right. And then of course there's candy corn, which is basically just wax.
I love candy corn.
Do you think like half drunk dads in Iceland were like on Christmas Eve night when the kids go to bed, were like taking little bites out of the candles, just the kids would come downstairs and like squeal?
Well, here you go. I think it's probably not paraffin wax. I think they were probably tallow candles. So they were
rendered fat.
So it'd be rendered fat. So it would have some food value to it. And if you get this deep into winter, any food stuff is going to sustain you. So maybe Dad's taking a sly bite of a tallow candle every so often. Well, and of course, I guess in the days before chapstick, you'd probably be wiping your lips on a candle there to get some fat on the cheeks, so fat on the lips. So once again, I think basically it's another thing that Dad did, that this is an excuse for. It's like,
I do think that the candle stealer and the chimney hooker. Oh, that's unfortunate phrasing. Those two are friends. They're friends.
Well, they're brothers, so it's whether there's a particular sort of sibling relationship between them or not. It's hard to say, but no, I think I get the impression that they do. They're both into fatty foods, I guess. So
nice.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the one that steals the sausages. He just waits till they're done, ganks them, and he's out. I like that. I can relate to that one.
Yeah. I get the impression he's probably built like Friar Tuck as well, because if he's taking a whole string of sausages, he's going to be pretty well fed.
Yeah, it's a hefty man, hefty lad. Sorry.
Yep.
Matt, is there one that every time you read about it, you're like, oh, that's me. That's my spirit animal.
Well, it's not the one looking in at the window. I got to
say, none of us want to own that guy.
Actually, no. I think it would have to be. It would be Buchner Kriker. It would be because I just love me some Lynx, it would be good. And sort of mystery meat in general, I'm a big fan of. So there you go. It's if there was one that stole haggis, I would definitely be that one. Yeah, haggis or blood pudding. But yeah, Buchner sausage. Buchner sausage is pretty good. So I'd say Buchner. Yeah, Buchner Kreiker. He's my guy. The sausage swiper.
Nice. Hey, the poetry that you've been reading, this is in your book on the Yule Lads, right? That's available for sale online.
Yeah, it is. It is available for sale on the Yule Lads. Matt Lake. It's really beautifully illustrated by a librarian in Baltimore County, a woman by the name of Amelia Gossman. Her work is fantastic, actually. And one of the reasons this took forever to get out was that, it took me years to write the poems because I couldn't sit still long enough. But it took her a while to get the illustrations done as well. So, Matt Lake and Amelia Grace Gossman behind the Yule Lads. It's a little 9-inch square book with great illustrations on it, and then
really
poems.
The illustrations are great. Now I have a question. So the illustrations are like all the Yule Lads are basically little people. Now when
like elves, I'm thinking elves.
Kind of like yes and no. Like they're not pointy ears or anything, but when I hear like, a goblin, she's a goblin, Grilla?
No, she's a
ogre.
Ogre.
Their dad's an ogre and a troll had kids.
Yeah.
I expected them to be like little gremlins.
Same.
Yeah, well, when they act this stuff out if you go to Reykjavik at this time of year, it's all about the Yule Lads. I mean, they have one comes out a day, and frankly, they're dressed like little Santas. I mean, they have the Coca-Cola Santa thing, and just because they want to make it accessible, you would expect them to be more troll-like, but or more. Subhuman, but they're just like little people. Yeah.
Well, leave it to Iceland to make little people very strange. Thank you, Iceland. That's adorable.
They're seriously underfed trolls, is what they are. So
they're emaciated trolls. Yeah.
Hey, come on.
He's resorting to candles for God's sake.
Family of 13. I mean, come on. It's like.
It's a lot of tiny mouths to feed.
Yeah, actually, weirdly enough, these are like the canonical 13, but there are other odd fragments of written down folklore where there's other ones as well. There's some Yule girls as well. They have sisters, but we just don't know what their names are. But they do some really freaky stuff. I think there was one Yule lass, I guess, who would steal your butter by shoving it up her nostrils. I mean, it's like they're profoundly weird.
That's great. That's nice.
Yep.
Well, thanks for sharing, man. This was really fun.
Yeah, this was great. And like Dan mentioned, Matt, that the Yule Lads is available online, and we'll link it in the description of the episode.
Sure.
And you also have other Christmas and Christmas themed books too, like Christmas Night of the Living Dead.
I just read that one.
Yeah, my zombie comic. Yeah, I wish I can't draw, so I just do the words, and then I find people who can illustrate. So Blair Webb and his wife Dana, the pair of them. One of them scribbled, and Blair's this he's a real scribbler, I've got the original sketches and inked in drawings that he did, and then after a year or so, his wife colored them in, so full on comic book now. Yeah, Christmas Night of the Living Dead. That started out as just wordplay, and ended up as How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but with brain eaters who want to eat Santa's brain. So yeah.
All right, I can't wait to see the Netflix adaptation in 4 years. That'll be awesome. Don't forget about us. Yeah, when you get that Netflix money.
For our horror movie fans, you do have a page in there where you've got references to, it looks like Return of the Living Dead. It looks like George Romero.
Yep,
George
just it's like I just let Blair go loose on this, and he put in Sheldon from
The Big Bang Theory.
Yep.
Nice.
And there's Betty White is in there as well, because she will live on forever in our hearts. And there's Waldo is in the back of one of the scenes as well.
Nice.
Zombie Waldo. That's a sight to behold. And Lydia Quigley's there, and there's a whole bunch of little.
Ooh, calm down, Greg.
I love Linnea.
A lot of Easter eggs there. So
Yeah, that's awesome. So hopefully, everybody go check out the link in the description and go pick up these books, and you can start celebrating the Yule Lads with your family and friends, and you can go peeping in windows, and you have an excuse. Just one day a year. But and Matt, is there anywhere we our listeners can find you online?
Well, I stay pretty well hidden. No, I'm that Matt Lake on one form of social media platform, the one for old people, Friendster, and Media Gothic Media on the gram. So
all right,
you can track me down.
Awesome. We'll put those in the description as well. Thank you for telling us all about the Yule Lads. That was so fun.
Hey, thanks for inviting me, guys. I appreciate it. I'm just going to go and steal some sausages. Okay.
I was going to say, we should do something to stay warm because it's getting cold. So, I hope everyone listening has a Merry Christmas or had a Merry Christmas if you're listening to this afterwards. And
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Yeah.
As always, I'm Squonk. You're Squonk. Go Birds.
All right, Matt. I need to know.
Yes.
Elf on a Shelf feels like a Yule Lads knockoff.
We didn't talk about that. That's right.
I was saving it for this.
All right. You say
I just want to know what your take on it, since you know all this history, and it does feel like it's a stolen concept.
I first heard of the Elf on the Shelf shortly after I went to the first Krampus event that I ever went to in Philadelphia. It's now called the Parade of Spirits, and it's in Liberty Heights, and it was magical.
Nice.
Amber Stoppo, Amber Dorco Stopper is the woman that runs it. She and her husband and her kids, they've been doing this for 15 years, more probably. And I went to this event and I just loved it. And there was Krampus there, and then there was Frau Perkter, one of the light spirits of the season. And I was at work the following day, and I was just it was the Monday, and this was a Saturday night thing, and describing this magical event. There were fire spinners. It was beautiful. And somebody got really huffy, and it was like, oh no, this sounds a little strange for me. I'll just stick with my elf. And I was going, say what now? Because I didn't know. I'd never even heard of this thing. It had been at this point that the elf had been around for about 5 years, and this was way after my kids. So anyway, when I found out what the Elf on the Shelf was, I thought this is way creepier than any of the. It's just more insidious. Because here's the idea of the Elf on the Shelf. You're bringing surveillance into your household. And it's gussied up, and it's made a little fun maybe, but it's bringing surveillance into your house. This guy's your friend. You can give him a name, and you can tell him anything, but he will report back to Santa. So
I hadn't thought about it that way.
And
he's your best friend, but he's a snitch.
Yeah. You can't touch him, but he's your friend. And
he's watching you.
And he's watching you all the time, and explicitly grassing you out to the big guy. And it's just like, it was so sort of KGB. It was so Kremlin. It just seemed awful to me. 1984, all the worst possible things that you could associate with being in society were imbued in this one creature. And it was, people have fun with it. But that wasn't even the thing that I objected to most. The surveillance part was bad. That whole let's prepare people for a police state. Let's make our children aware that they're constantly being looked at. There's that way mental illness lies. But that wasn't even the worst of it, to my mind. It was described as a Christmas tradition on the front cover. And I thought, how traditional is this? Because I never heard of it. And it turned out that I'm a little dismissive about this. Now, I could be a bit more charitable, but basically it was pulled together by a soccer mom and her mom, because they had this like elf thing when they were growing up. But the poem is bad. The illustrations are bad. And the soccer mom and her mom, the soccer mom was also she was a twin, and her twin worked for one of these. It was either the Home Shopping Network or the other one. It was
QVC.
It was It was one of them. So it was made to be monetized explicitly. It was created in such a way, and they were entrepreneurial, and they tried to they were trying to do something for the holidays or whatever. So there may be some good behind it, but I just saw it as a fairly blatant money grab, and it was a fake tradition, and it was one of those things I found a little saccharine. And when you've got things like the Yule Lads that are genuine folklore and
exactly
and kind of quirky and fun, and there's 13 of them, and my goodness, you could have 13 dolls. Isn't that? Oh my goodness, it's the making of an empire now. Because now I'm thinking, all I need to do is to sink all my money into 13 like different character dolls, and then do some Pokemon thing where you got to get them all. And
that's a 13 episode miniseries. One dramatic episode for the backstory for each of the lads.
Yeah, well, it was nice. Yeah. It was nice talking with you. By next year, I'll be a multimillionaire, and I'll never talk to you again.
Yeah,
we'll help out with the playing cards.
I much prefer the Yule Lads. At least the Yule Lads will peep in your window, but they don't report back. It's just for them. I like that. That's way better.
Yeah.